All right, this is a quick one here. I'm basically just going to entitle this one, well, let's just say a shield name and not so true colors. Okay, let's start with the name. And this one will be quick because I don't have time to do everything changes so quickly. I have to find a faster pace to be able to do things nowadays. It's every day there's something new that comes up. I can't keep up. All right, so you're I'll get into the SHILL accounts and how I find them actually probably one of today's most dangerous things, and what they are. They probably pose one of today's most dangerous threats as of today, because it's, if a lot of the other things that I've seen are true, and that's if, that would mean that it would be one of their last resorts and one of their last hopes. Anyway, and God, wouldn't we hope that that would be true? But anyway, we'll get to that later. As far as the SHILL name, the title is SHILL name and not so true colors SHILL name, I run into everything from, let's just say, a name in a movie to somebody making a statement, a public statement that seemed less than honest. And these people, I mean, I know, well, let's just say certain people can tell when certain people not only are BSing, but when they're with certain entities. And also, I've even seen, like a very same name, even with the other two I've mentioned, at, let's just say, in charge of certain companies or firms, but, be aware of myself, because, according to everything that is most accurate that I can prove, I read too much into it, I must be losing it. Again, shall we say the P word together? Or I must be paranoid. There we go. All right. Just for fun. All right. So, people, nothing could be more opposite. In the opposite direction, if you know their nasty habits, you'll know that opposites are one of theirs and one of their big nasty habits. Anyway, that name I've seen, let's recap again. Just for example, if you take one name and you see it in a movie, in a particular situation, you see it in somebody who seems to be less than honest, making a public statement, or you see it in a particular law firm, let's say, that seems to be defending those very people and fighting for their efforts, even though maybe not every single person in that firm is all and for them. Of course, the firm itself is titled as such and whatever. Well, the name I'm referring to, the next time you hear it, would be Parker. And again, I don't name names too often, and I'm not accusing anyone, especially named Parker, of being any particular anybody or doing any particular thing or activity, but of the ones that I have seen that all seem to have some sort of something to do with a certain entity that pretty much is responsible for destroying my life all of 7 years ago, and probably a little bit before, actually, of which I have not seen my family in 5.5 years or so because of all that crap, I'll say. Anyway, It's just a strange thing that that particular entity, people, or let's just say Parker seems to be a very interesting name. Parker. Parker. For those of you, honestly, that are named Parker, have nothing to do with nothing and whatever, I want all of you to know, if you're good people, I love you and I'm pulling for you very much. But again, I will just say it is very interesting that every time I have come into the know at that very moment, that I would say 95% with 90 to 95% probability that someone or some entity has something to do with whom I'm talking about. It's just amazing that that person, that entity, or that firm, their name just happens to contain the word or name Parker. I've seen it on one of their commercials, on a street sign, followed right up with the mark, as they say, mark of the beast, claw of the beast, and then you get a shot of Parker Street. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, your not so true colors, we'll get into that. Well, everybody knows red, white, and blue. Actually, I could probably entitle those just the same, but no, those would be, I believe, yes, I believe those to be more true colors. It's just that what you're told they stand for and what they actually stand for. As for my favorite color, it's purple, and for reasons I don't know, I just like purple, royal purple. But then I started to find out that red and blue are used a lot in as sacred colors within a certain entity that somehow has something to do with, well, let's just say this particular entity I was talking about just a couple minutes ago regarding the name Parker. And their hierarchy and the highest levels of it treat the colors red and blue very sacredly. Well, and it's spread out through their history, but it did kind of interest me that royalty, royal colors, seem to be symbolic with my favorite color, which is purple. And I don't care because I like purple no matter what. But I did kind of think it was strange that that is my favorite color, because when you do mix those two sacred colors of red and blue together, I don't think it's any secret what you come out with. Now let's get to the not so true colors, and well, let me give an example. Everything from your big gas stations to your big soft drink companies, to your biggest, I mean, I could go on and on. I'm not going to sit here and bore you to death, but you get my drift. And you wonder why they use red, white, and blue. Well, my guess is probably because it's not because of the USA. Anyway, just look into that. You'll see what I mean. The second thing I want to stress here on the not so true colors. These are the not so true colors. I have noticed lately. Well, not lately. I've known about it for a while, but I mean, if you have noticed lately, red, white, and black seems to always be associated with, if you can imagine, not God, but the other one that starts with an S, that character, I should say. Everywhere from a particular, you know what, I'm going to take my time and finish this. I thought I'd get it done in 10 minutes, but I can't, so I'll be right back.